our neighbor across the street who has the beautiful garden. She's the one that brought us a tomato plant for us to replant into our garden. And she actually came over and brought us a pretty big bucket full of boysenberries. This ice cream pail was full of them. Right now, these are the boysenberries that she brought us, and I have them in the sink because I've been washing them. She just picked them a little bit ago, and they're ripe, so they need to either be frozen or used or eaten right away. So I actually have never made boysenberry crumble. I'm just gonna pull a recipe off the internet, and it seems pretty basic and simple. I've made crumbles before in the past, but they're a quick and easy thing to do when you have some berries or apples or any kind of fruit that you want to use up. So I think it'll be a fun way to use her boysenberries. Hi. Okay, so I already went ahead and preheated the oven to 350, and the first thing that the recipe calls for to make the crumble is a cup of flour, so some all-purpose flour, and 1 egg. I tried to only get organic eggs. I went ahead and just put the flour and egg, you can't see the egg because it's slipping around, but in the bowl. Okay, next is a teaspoon of baking powder, and then 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so the butter is in the microwave. Reese is outside trying to be funny. There's Zach. Okay, so the butter is ready. I need to have the melted butter to put on at the end. Okay, so now that I have my flour, egg, baking powder, and salt in here, that means I can go ahead and start crumbling it with a fork. All right. I'm finally done crumbling the flour mixture, so I'm going to go ahead and finish rinsing off the boysenberries, and those go down in the baking pan first. I'm making the berry crumble.
Are you recording this right now?
I am recording this right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
I just wanted to say I love you.
I love you too.
We need to have pizza soon.
Okay. Alright. Just drying out the dish since I just recently rinsed it out. Okay. Boysenberries in first. I have quite a bit. Let me make a mess here. See? So pretty. I'm gonna fill this as much as possible with berries. Alright, so the berries are in the dish, and Zach and Reese are beside me reheating some pizza
Lies.
for dinner. Huh?
Lies.
Alright. And then, so here is the dish. It's full. Okay. That's good. Okay. So that's the flour mixture, and then next is, all right.
Why is it still cold?
We should have put it there for like 4 minutes.
Shh. I'm doing like a baking show over here. A vlog on cobbler, or a vlog on crisp, and you're not helping.
Okay, sorry. I helped. I did some
Go away.
DP work.
All right, now Actually, it's the melted butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pour the melted butter over the flour mixture and over the berries. All right, that's all the butter. All right, so now all I need to do is sprinkle some sugar on top. I don't think we need the whole half cup. I think that's good. What do you think? All right, so now it is all ready to go into the oven. Really? Guys, why is there pizza in my oven? Now it is cooking for about 40 to 50 minutes. So it's been more than an hour, much more than an hour since I put the boysenberry crisp in the oven. And, you know, I was getting a little concerned because it was supposed to take 40 to 50 minutes to bake. And I checked on it right around the 45-minute mark, and it didn't look cooked on top at all. And so I added, you know, another 10 minutes, and this kept going on for a while. I would look at it and the top still not crisping, and the berries are now looking more like jam. They're just bubbling and you know, continuing to cook as I'm trying to get the top to brown. So now I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I've managed to screw up a boysenberry crisp. Crisps are pretty easy. I decided to make a crisp with the boysenberries because they're pretty, it's something you could do quickly and with minimal ingredients, and I didn't want to have to go shopping for anything. So I was a little concerned about this recipe, so I just went back on the website that I got the recipe from. It's called allrecipes.com, and I sort of blindly trust that website typically. Like, usually, in this particular case, I did not like go through and read all of the feedback. So sometimes you can read the feedback that people have on there, and they'll give tips of how they might have tweaked the recipe. I didn't look at anything. So now that I'm looking at the recipe, I'm like, I knew that it seemed a little weird because usually when you do the crisp, the top of the crisp, you use like butter to break it up, and I was noticing that it just felt a little odd, the ingredients that the person was having us use for the crisp portion of it, and how he was having you break up the crumble with a fork without adding, like usually I cut butter into it. Anyway, I looked up the recipe, and is only one review. And this one review says, the first time I use a recipe, I follow it exactly. Then I make adjustments based on the results. This recipe did not turn out at all. The crust is not nearly the result of a crisp. It looks unappealing. It was a waste of perfectly good berries. I wish I would have read that before and seen that nobody has really followed this recipe before, and that there was only one-star review, and it was a year ago. So it's not a complete loss. It actually looks pretty good. The berries, again, like I said, I cooked them for so long, they look kind of like a jam. But the top, you know, it still has a nice little crust, but it's not what I would typically expect when I make a berry crisp. I think we're still going to try it. Hopefully it tastes yummy still. So this is the end result of the crisp. This part here, you know, took forever to make it look like that, and it still shows a little bit of the white. So it's hard. It's all hard and crispy on top, but definitely not what I would typically expect when I make a crisp. Hopefully it tastes better than it looks. All right, let's see here. I think I'm gonna, so it's kind of crispy, right? It's very juicy at the bottom. I'm gonna get a little bit of a portion and try it out. All right, I'm gonna try it. Not bad. It's the amount of sugar I don't think was enough. The boysenberries have a little tartness to them, so it's still quite tart, but it's pretty good. I think with a little bit of vanilla ice cream, it'll be good. Yeah, it has a tartness to it. We just need to get some vanilla ice cream, and we'll be able to salvage it. Yeah? Reese just puckered.
Oh man.
Yeah, little puckery.
It's still pretty hot. Try our 1-star recipe. It was probably the only allrecipes.com. Said that tart
Is there
too.
any sugar in there?
Yeah, there's sugar.
Well, there's
I didn't
not.
realize when I made it that only one other person has ever left
How much
feedback
sugar
on
did
it.
you put in there?
Half a cup.
That's not enough.
You don't think so?
Oh my god, no.
We'll just go get some vanilla ice cream. Go run to Safeway.
No, that's not gonna help.
You don't think so?
Am I looking in the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I'm supposed to look, right in the camera?
Yeah, right in the camera.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching our vlog. If you have any recipe suggestions for boysenberries, please let us know. We could use a better recipe for boysenberry crisp.
More sugar.
Yes. So thanks for watching. Bye.